For a limited time, purchase a 30-day all-access pass for the regular price of $349 and get a second 30-day all-access pass for free. For the next 60 days, you will get all plays released across all sports from your favorite WagerTalk handicapper, including 5% best bets for under $6 per day. Have an existing all-access pass? No worries. Your 60 days won't begin until your current package expires. This offer expires Sunday at midnight. Don't pass up your chance to get 60 days of picks for the price of 30.
Teddy covers. Lawrence Presman here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to WagerTalk Today. It's Wednesday, May 5th. We got a jam-packed show today, Teddy. We have an Irishman on, so there'll be subtitles. We're talking some boxing right off the bat with Kevin Dolan. Then we got Andy Lang going. Andy just killing it in props. He's got prop bets in 3 different sports, NBA, NASCAR, and golf. And, of course, Art DiCesare at the end of the show. Your big game breakdown, my penalty box segment. I'm wearing orange. I'm pumped up, Teddy. How are you, bro?
Well, Lawrence, I've been running really bad the last 10 days, 2 weeks, and last night was no better. So I'm in a pretty dismal mood this morning, my friend. How about yourself?
Teddy, I went 2-0 last night. I won both my hockey bets. I pushed on my basketball bet, but all my clients likely lost it. I had Charlotte -3. Line moved a lot, ended on 3. But I can only put the bets up with the lines what they are, bro. So 2-0-1 night. Teddy, I've been running so unbelievable. I mean, the last 2 months literally have been maybe my best 2-month stretch across all sports in years and years. I'm up over 100% return on investment for my clients in literally since March 1st. So I'm feeling you, bro, but I mean, me and you are having a different experience right now, and strangely, in a couple of months, it'll swap, and you'll be ecstatic, and I'll be wearing purple.
Yeah, you go. I'm feeling you. You're not feeling me today, Prez. Go on. Let's be real. And look, inevitably, okay, the guy were all over me on Twitter last night. Clients are mad. Everyone's mad. I understand. I don't blame them. There's no response. I don't have a response. I suck right now. I know it won't always be this way. But I can't win a close game. I can't get an injury to go my way. I can't get a player to play that's supposed to play. I can't. I mean, it's just been one of these stretches that you rip your hair out a little bit. And last night was one of those nights, Prez. But the good news is that hope springs eternal, man. It's Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. here in Vegas, and see what we can put together today. There's an afternoon baseball that I like, and fire away. That's what we do.
Teddy, before we get into the What We Learned segment, I got to give out a promo for myself because, I worked on this promo with Johnny last night. I see Kelly on the screen. Okay, well, whatever. Focus, Lawrence. Focus. Okay,
you see
so
Kelly
anyway,
all over the place. In your dreams, you see
right. My
dreams.
I'm in the washroom. There she is. I'm eating. It's Kelly standing there. You can't get away from Kelly. I get it. Anyway, long story short, I got a promo up for the rest of my hockey season, Teddy, and playoffs. It goes till July. And you can get the rest of my playoffs for only $149. Use the promo code PREZ149. That's PREZ149. You get all of my hockey till the end of the playoffs for $149. And guys, if you buy it today, we will actually credit you back the $149 on next year's NHL season package. So, God, you guys got to take advantage of that. It is just, it's so cheap. Anyway, Teddy, what did we learn last night in the wonderful world of sports betting?
Sure. So sometimes you got to put this stuff together with the bad beats and the what did bettors learn. And there was some, brutal last night. The lights went out in New Orleans with the Warriors. They were +2. They were up 6.
Yeah.
And Steph was about to bury another 3. And the lights went back on. Curry 1 for 11 after the break. The Pelicans come back to win. An all-timer won last night. The Cavs +12.5, +13, wire to wire. Opening tip through 48 minutes. Games into overtime. They got outscored 20-4 in the OT. 15-0 run to open the OT. Brutal. All-timer. The Giants won out from a doubleheader sweep in Colorado. An incredible 8-pitch at-bat. Charlie Blackmon fouling off tough pitches. Numerous strike threes. Instead, he hits a 3-run bomb. And the Rockies beat the Giants. These are games where all 3 of them, a couple in basketball, one in MLB, where you're like, I won. Oh, crap, I lost. Bankroll management is key. Bankroll management is what we learned. There are no locks. Nothing is done until they're taking a knee or the final buzzer sounds or they catch the final out of the game. Even things that look really good can and do lose sometimes. Again, the Cavs lost last night. That's once every 30 years. But it happens. All right?
Yeah.
And when you're on the wrong end of those, you want to make sure I didn't just bust my bankroll on one of these jobs. Little bets, and little edges over time. That's how you build your bankroll. Prez, that's what I learned last night. What about you?
Teddy, what I learned last night, it's really indicative of it's information for the next week of hockey betting. And it's something that everyone needs to keep in mind, just year in, year out. Yesterday, you talked about NBA guys and the teams and tanking and how they tank, etc. In the NHL, look, I don't believe that teams tank in the NHL. There's a lot of pride in the NHL. These guys play all the way through. But what I will tell you, Teddy, is there's no sport like hockey. It is vicious. It is rough. It hurts. The rubber puck is shot at you at 100 miles an hour, and the coaches ask their players to jump in front of that puck. And they do, but they don't when nothing is on the line. And Teddy, that is really crucial. There are at least 20 block shots a game. Those block shots take away the lanes. They prevent rebounds. They prevent dirty goals. Blocked shots are literally one of the most important things in all of hockey. And there are teams, the Anaheim, the Ducks, the Sharks, the Blackhawks, the Senators, the Canucks, Arizona. There are a bunch of teams that are out of it. They're done. And when teams are done, they will not be diving in front of shots any longer. So my message to everybody is, don't bet unders moving forward with teams that have nothing to play for. We're done with under betting for now. So wait till the playoffs start, even with the New York Islanders, even with the Boston Bruins. If this is a game that they're involved in, that they need to win, they will block shots. If they don't need to win, they won't. We're now looking to play bad teams to the over, Teddy. So take that into account moving forward. That's it for me, bro. Let's bring the Irishman in, Kevin Dolan.
What's happening, fellas?
I like the unshaven look, but most importantly, I like that it's dark everywhere but here, so it gives you that, regal British beard that nobody has. You know what I'm talking about, Teddy?
Do you know what I was saying? Because I was going to wear my traditional wrapping clothes this morning for the show. Baseball cap, so on, Johnny Detroit style, and but I was on Twitter this morning. I was saying it's Henry Cavill's birthday. Superman, The Witcher, and we're the same age. So I was like, Jesus. I need to get my act together seriously, Although I could play Geralt of Rivia, that's I could manage that part. So as well, Henry, if you're watching, I'm available. Body double, call me.
There you go, everybody. I think somewhere in that accent was a joke. It was hilarious. Listen, with no disrespect to you, Henry Cavill looks a hell of a lot better than you, Kev. and he's probably younger than me, and he looks a hell of a lot better than me too. We can't compete with these guys, bro. Firstly, they're all plastic surgeryed up. Secondly, they have a lot of time on their hands to work out. Thirdly, they're movie stars for a bloody reason. You, however, are a handicapping star. And let me tell you, Henry needs you more than you need him. We got boxing going this weekend.
Although I won't take it back, I'm still available for the Witcher 2 series, if he wants to go down that route. So if you don't see me over the next couple of months, it's because I'm on Netflix.
Okay, there you go. Don't be looking for Kevin on Netflix, and if you do, make sure to put your subtitles on. Kev, let's get into some boxing, man. Canelo is fighting this weekend. Maybe pound for pound, 1-2 best fighter around right now. It's a really big matchup against Billy Joe Saunders. It's a unification matchup at super middleweight. So, I mean, this is going to get a lot of play. It should be a fun fight. It's a great weight class for anybody who doesn't watch boxing. There should be a ton of action in this fight. But man, Canelo's a heavy favorite. We got Saunders at plus 450. Is there any chance that is a live dog and we can take Saunders and hope to cash?
I definitely think so. Yeah, this is a fight me and Gianni actually broke down early last year in studio. Canelo, who back then was due to fight either Callum Smith, who he faced back in December, or the fight due to take place this Saturday, obviously, against Billy Joe Saunders. And, despite the bookmakers at that time making Saunders a much bigger underdog than Smith, me and Gianni both agreed in studio, this is the much, much tougher fight for Canelo here on Saturday. Saunders is a fighter who likes to employ a ton of movement. He's going to make life very difficult for Canelo in there come fight night. For me, it's all about movement here. No doubt back in 2019, Canelo scored one of the best highlight reel knockouts, that we've seen in a long time against then 175-pound champ Sergey Kovalev. But for whatever reason, people have simply forgotten about what happened over the first 10.5 rounds of that fight. I thought Buddy McGirt did a great job in that fight. He fine-tuned Kovalev's game plan. They kept Canelo frustrated throughout most of that fight. And Saunders is a much more fluid mover than Kovalev is. Even more recently, back in December, I had a 5% play up on Canelo by stoppage against Callum Smith at even money. Smith, he's a hunter by nature. He come forward, aggressive fighter. He likes to exchange with opponents, but once he tasted Canelo's power in there early, he started to get in his back foot, backpedaling that fight. And I was watching it. That was in the second round. He started to backpedal. I thought this fight's over. There's simply no way that a fighter with effectively no advanced back foot game like Callum Smith, can survive in there against a guy like Canelo. But somehow it went the distance and he lasted the full 12 rounds. He kept evading Canelo's traps in there. He pivoted off the ropes. He escaped. He ran around the outside of the ring. Basically whatever he needed to do to survive in there. So, despite Canelo's A+ level inside game, put him up against a mover and he does run into difficulties. That leg brace that he wears, it's not just for show. And if there's one thing Saunders does very well, it's utilizing movement in the ring. So, look, is Canelo one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet right now? Absolutely, no question about that, 100%. But, just like James Toney against Roy Jones Jr., and a prime 1982 Roberto Duran, against Kirkland Lang, styles make fights. And master boxers, despite all their skills on the inside, guys like Toney and Duran, who we just mentioned, guys who, if the fight took place in a phone booth, would never lose, can be outboxed by movers. And that's why we're seeing all this controversy right now about ring size and so on. Such a huge issue to both fighters because it'll affect how both men set up on this one. So, look, outside of an out-and-out war against David Benavidez, who fights at this weight, sign me up for that one. I don't see anyone else bar Saunders here being able to beat Canelo in or around this 168-pound weight class. So we know Saunders can't stop Canelo here. He doesn't have enough power. So he's going to have to rely on getting a decision in Texas. That looks like an incredibly tall order at the best of times. But, especially against the guy in Canelo, he holds supposed wins against Erislandy Lara. He holds a draw against Mayweather. That CJ Ross card, not sure what fight she was watching. And a 118-1 scorecard against Triple J in their first fight as well by Adelaide Board. Absolutely horrible scoring. So, while it's not impossible for Saunders to get a decision here, he's pretty much going to have to pitch an absolute shutout from the first bell in order to get any type of decision. So I already put up a 1% prop play on the draw, 20-1 for this fight. I like that price. Draws in boxing are usually around the plus 2,800 mark. So I think the books are preparing for this one to be a bit dicey, as well as even if Saunders does win this fight, let's face it, he's probably not going to get a decision here. So, yeah, draw for me, 20-1. Looks like a decent prop bet in this one. And either way, I think Saunders is a live dog here, and I am expecting a great fight come Saturday night.
So just real quick, a follow on that. If Saunders is a live dog, how do you see the money moving in this one? Because I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing Canelo as high as minus 900, plus 600 on the takeback for the dog here in Vegas, looking at the WagerTalk a live odds screen. Do you expect the money to come for the favorite or to come for the dog between now and the fight?
I would expect that, because obviously you can pick up Canelo a plus money last time I checked to win by decision. So I think that'll get a lot of value. I think people, money's already come in on the KO. But what was interesting to me was the books priced up Saunders at a plus 450 underdog. Saunders to win by points was plus 500. And that's since been changed now across the board to Saunders is the same price to win as he is simply by decision. So that tells you basically they're giving him no chance to KO Canelo here. So I think obviously the public's going to be, coming in more on Canelo, but I think sharp bettors are definitely going to see some value on Saunders here, because this is definitely, to me, Canelo's toughest test in a long, long time.
So the question, I got to re-ask the question. If you like the dog, do you bet the dog now or do you wait? If you like the favorite, do you bet the favorite now or do you wait? I mean, you said.
Well, I don't see it moving.
The wise guys are going to come in on that. What's the end result of all that?
I don't think it's going to be much different from what you're going to get right now. You can pick up Saunders plus 500 by decision. I don't see it moving all that much because if it does move, it'll come straight back on the other side. As soon as it moves by the public, you might get a better price if you wait till just before fight time. But to be honest, it's probably not going to be much.
And, look, you won your 5% boxing winner last weekend. You're on a 22-9 run right now on all boxing top-rated plays, 3% or better. 79.7% ROI. Well done. What do you got up this weekend?
We got a Champions League play post up for tonight. We got some NBA, NHL, which we always have up. But yeah, look, the major focus of this week is going to be that huge 5% play we have up on the Canelo Billy Joe Saunders fight on Saturday. As you said, we're on an absolute roll right now in boxing, coming off last weekend's 5% winner as well. 79.72%, number one in boxing 2020, number one in boxing lifetime at WagerTalk. So yeah, look, if you like boxing, now's a great time to jump on board as our boxing 12-month all access pass is half price right now over on site. So excited about that and obviously excited for Saturday night's fight as well.
Kevin Dolan, everybody, the only published handicapper we have at WagerTalk.com. You can buy his book on Amazon. What is the book called, Kevin?
The Complete Guide to Sports Betting. Wait. I got it right here. There we go. There you
go, everybody. And as you can see, it's spelt in English, not Irish. The Complete Guide to Sports Betting. Kev, I don't even hear what you're saying because your accent is so freaking cool. I want me one of those. Anyway, guys, as Kevin mentioned, he's got an amazing promo up. Everyone, take a look at Teddy's face while I talk. He's got an amazing promo up. $249 for his entire year of boxing, and he's unbelievable in boxing, and you hear it. I mean, you hear it when he speaks. Plus, really, are you going to want advice on boxing from anyone else but an Irishman? So head over to WagerTalk.com. Regular price $5.99. It's $2.49 now. Take advantage of that. And Kev, thank you so much for joining us, man. I know it's late over there, and you probably got to go eat supper. It was awesome, bro. Yeah, you know what?
Later, boys.
I'm enjoying Joe.
Besides the fact that he just called an Irishman British. All right. I mean, that's where he started, which tells us what his knowledge of the British Isles are, which is, he's like, look at that. Hey,
you want to go, Teddy?
British looks like, no, bro. Just let it go. Good. Thank you very much, Kevin. Have a great evening and good luck in the fight this week.
You too, boys.
Sign up for the free WagerTalk text club to gain access to free plays and exclusive discounts. Just text WagerTalk to 33222 to sign up and get a $10 coupon to use on WagerTalk.com.
It is time for today's big game breakdown. I think the only thing I did right yesterday on any show or any play was my big game breakdown talking about the Yankees. Let's see if we can do it again today. This time we're going to talk about the A's and the Blue Jays. Right now, looking at the WagerTalk live odds screen, we're looking at Oakland in the minus 120 range. There's been a little bit of A's money, minus 120. There's a couple of minus 125s out there. Total is sitting at 8. And this is the type of game for me, I don't even want to think about it. All right. Oakland started when they lose their 6 first home games. They went 0-6. And now they're 11-2 in their last 13 at home. The quotes, coming out of the locker room. Here's what Chris Bassett would say. The fans give us energy. It's really fun to pitch with the fans. That's what Cole Irvin said last night after he dominated Toronto. Fans give us energy. It's really fun to pitch with the fans in the stands. So we're talking about a team that's 11-2 their last 13 at home. Chris Bassett, his last 4 starts, he's allowed exactly 2 runs in each. The A's have won all 4 of those games. He's got a 25-4 strikeout to walk ratio over the last 3 starts. Those are good numbers. But Bassett doesn't have that long-term track record. And his opponent on the other side, Robbie Ray, who is a guy that always has the advanced metrics that people like. And Robbie Ray's got the lefty that always attracts a fair bit of betting attention. But at no point has he been able to dominate. He really hasn't. George Springer isn't playing again. He's dealing with quad fatigue. And the Blue Jays for the series, 2 extra base hits. That's not enough. Ride Oakland. The A's minus $120. There's your big game break.
I'm dealing with Teddy fatigue. Teddy, man, we need to do a clip of like your facial expressions when I speak. Oh my God, dude, this is beautiful stuff. I mean, your ability to sit still and yet show anger and annoyance is at a very high level. Speaking of high level,
my wife would agree strongly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Teddy's the only person who has sex like this. Andy Lang, everybody. Oh, Andy, every time you come into this show, it's like, what have I gotten myself into?
I'm sure Kevin Dolan is thinking that as well.
Yeah. So let's do it, Teddy. Andy,
Brit,
ready?
The old Brit, Kevin Dolan.
Hey, Brit, Irish, across the pond, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, we got to get straight into it, dude. Firstly, you look awesome in black. I'm having a man crush moment on you, but I have them a lot, dude. You're a handsome cat. Bradley Beal, let's go. You got a prop for us on him? I hand the mic to you.
Yeah, Bradley Beal. I've really kind of toned down on NBA props as the season is winding down. A lot of uncertainty, but Bradley Beal, I'd like him to go under his 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The number's just way too high. He was going toe-to-toe with Steph for the scoring title. Steph's pulled away. I'm not sure Beal can catch him. And Beal's gone 4 straight games in a row without going over his point total. Even in the 154-141 game against the Pacers, he only scored 26 points. And it actually feels like this team has shifted away from trying to get Bradley Beal the scoring title that they want to get Westbrook this triple-double record that he's going after. In defensive efficiency, Milwaukee, not fantastic, but not terrible. They rank 14th against point guards, 10th against shooting guards. I chose to play the points, rebounds, and assists under as well, instead of just the points, because Beal has gone only over 7 total rebounds and assists once in the last 5 games. This team is just going through Westbrook. Westbrook is getting all the stats on the perimeter. And I think too many times in the prop world, we focus on the overs, and a lot has to go right for this total to go over. I don't see it happening. I think he comes up just short. So I'll take Bradley Beal under 38.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Let's talk about Rory McIlroy and Patrick Reed. In the golf world, tell us where you're going with the McIlroy versus Reed head-to-head matchup.
Well, it's really interesting. You have 2 of the best golfers in the world, Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson, and both of them are terrible in the first round. Both of them rank outside the top 150 in terms of first-round scoring. DJ is not playing this week, but Rory McIlroy is, and the books have given us Patrick Reed versus Rory McIlroy. I will gladly take Patrick Reed over Rory McIlroy in the first round. Such a huge discrepancy. Patrick Reed is second on tour in first round scoring with an average score of 68.5 on Thursdays. Rory McIlroy is 161st. He gets off to terrible starts in these tournaments. He averages 71.7 score on Thursdays. 3 shots is huge in golf for just 1 round. And in the 2021 season, they've played in 8 tournaments together. Patrick Reed has outscored Rory McIlroy in the first round in 7 of those 8 tournaments. I get the number 2 first round scoring golfer against the number 161 first round scoring golfer. I will gladly take Patrick Reed. That is a client play, part of my golf package that is posted right now on WagerTalk.com.
Patrick Reed over Rory McIlroy in the first round. So that's not a matchup. That's a first round wager. That'll be done by the end of the day. Excuse me. Let's talk about the Spanish Grand Prix, a race in which I know nothing about, but you say we should take a look at a gentleman by the name of Lewis Hamilton. Explain.
Gentleman by the name. And the greatest car racer of all time. A gentleman. Some Louis guy, Andy. Louis Ham.
Yeah.
So what's up with the Ham, Lou?
I've never heard his name. I don't know. He's some Hamilton. As Alexander Hamilton, Louis Hamilton.
How is that possible? He is
Mario Andretti. That's the last racer that I remember.
Broke Schumacher's record. Guys,
Schumacher.
Guys, public announcement. My apologies for Teddy. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, Andy, I'm sorry, dude. I should have asked that question. I had no idea.
It's all right.
I had no idea.
My heart skipped a beat there that Teddy's never heard of Lewis Hamilton. That's all right. He's been a cash cow in the racing world for years.
I guess I should have heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have him at +1. I have a +120 right now to win the Spanish Grand Prix. And last race, Hamilton did not sit on the pole, and he did not even lead the first lap. And despite that, he blew around his teammate and won the race by 29 seconds over second place. Now, that time is a little misleading. Verstappen and Red Bull came in to take some soft tires to try and get the quickest lap, but they were so far behind Hamilton, who was just blowing away the field, that they just kind of gave up chasing him and said, we'll just take second place and not even try and catch up to him. They nailed their car setup. That was a slippery circuit, and there was no doubt from the very beginning that Hamilton was going to run away with this. Last year at the Spanish Grand Prix, he won by 25 seconds. So he has shown that he can get the car set up on this track. He showed last week, and with only a week in between races, that is not a lot of time for other teams to adjust. So his biggest competition is Max Verstappen, who was not even in the same league as Hamilton last week. It's going to be tough for them to try and nail their setup throughout practice and throughout qualifying. The reason I'm taking this now at +120 is if Lewis Hamilton gets on the pole, this line is going to drop to -180 or even -200. Yeah. So you got to grab the plus money right now. The value is on that. And this year, as part of my NASCAR package, I am including all my Formula One plays. So it's more of just a broad racing package. So you get my NASCAR plays, you get all my Formula One plays, and that can be found on WagerTalk.com as well. My racing package for this weekend. Huge weekend. They're racing at Darlington, one of the best tracks in NASCAR, and the Spanish Grand Prix. A lot of money to be made.
Awesome stuff, Andy. You know, guys, if you watch Wager Talk today, the amount of stuff you learn is incredible. Teddy has now admitted he's never heard of Patrick Marleau. He's never heard of Terry Fox. And now he's never heard of the greatest auto racer of all time in Lewis Hamilton. Teddy, are you familiar with...
So here's the beauty of it. That actor you guys were talking about before, I don't know who that is, you know. Not like if you go to Hollywood stuff.
Oh, Henry Cavill. And he's never heard of Henry Cavill. Okay.
So is there Jim Cavill? Jim Caviezel, right?
Yeah, Jim Cavill. Jim Cavill. That guy is off his rocker.
I've heard of him.
That's a different story.
Teddy, just bet on Lewis Hamilton this weekend and you'll remember him. You will forever remember a guy that you cash a winning ticket on. That is guaranteed.
I will not forget him. You know, so sometimes the lessons get slapped into the head. This is
Andy, I'm honestly surprised Teddy heard of Rory McIlroy. What do you got to promote, bro?
The two best sports that I have going right now, golf and NASCAR. I actually did a free video today talking about, I just wanted to go over where I make my most money personally. And it is betting on golf and NASCAR. So I need to do a better job of promoting that, pushing people towards that because there's a lot of money to be made. My golf package is up now. My NASCAR package is up. The name of this game is to make money. That's where I've been doing the most damage this year. So encourage everybody to go grab golf and my racing package.
There you go. And Jessica, you write in the forum, who cares about NASCAR? Nobody cares about NASCAR. Nobody cares about football. Nobody cares
about
about
your
hockey.
bankroll?
We care about money. Money, 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 Jessica. This man has made huge amounts of money for his clients. I don't care how you get there. Buy Doge, buy Bitcoin, buy ETH, buy Andy Lang's NASCAR, buy into Berkeley Hathaway or whatever it's called. I don't care. All I care about is money. And you, Andy, are a money-making machine. Thanks for joining us, brother.
Anytime.
Teddy, Art DiCesare joining us from the LINQ. This should be fun. We love having Art with us, man. Until before he gets on, because we just got a swap guest, just want to make mention again. We got a promo up for Kevin Dolan, $249 for a year of his boxing. We got a promo up for my NHL Prez 149. That's Prez, or as most people around the world say, Prez 149. Teddy, have you heard of Art DiCesare?
So the irony is that I don't think I've ever called him Art. I always call him Arthur. And I'm going to ask him when he comes on which one he prefers, because this Art thing, you kind of picked it up this morning, and now you're is it Art or Arthur? I've always called you Arthur.
Gentlemen, good morning. It doesn't matter, either or. I mean, I go by Arthur, but you know what? In my personal life, everyone actually calls me Artie. So honestly, I've gone by anything.
Yeah, Artie the Farty joining us, everybody. Dude, were you amazed that Teddy had never heard of Lewis Hamilton? Like, did that shock you?
A little bit. I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I know anything about Formula One racing, but I know who Lewis Hamilton is.
So let me ask you this, though. Do you know any other racers besides Lewis Hamilton? Or is that the one guy that I'm supposed to know?
Absolutely not.
And the funny is now that you guys are talking, I remember seeing like the headlines to the articles that I don't click on that say Hamilton wins or Hamilton won. Yeah, so it's the Lewis part of it that I didn't get, maybe. But yeah, I've seen Hamilton. I've seen the name. I just never clicked on any of the articles.
So Arthur, let's just, before we get into tonight's plays, let's sort of package the show. We got the Canelo fight going this weekend. Kevin started with it. 20-1 on a draw was his pick. Are you taking a lot of action on these boxing fights, or is just the UFC just completely demolishing boxing right now?
Yeah, Prez, when it comes to, the combat sports, the fight game, UFC definitely is the one that moves the needle more often. But when you get a big name like Canelo, you are going to have people who are going to bet it. A lot of the times you're going to get the casual bettor who comes in and wants to take the underdog. It's rare that you see in boxing the big favorites take money. So yes, UFC, because, usually a bigger card, a lot of times we're not offering undercards in the boxing. So if it's just the one boxing fight, people are like, oh, okay, that's on. And, as I always say about parlay builders, maybe someone just adds Canelo to a parlay or this, that, and the other. But yeah, UFC is the one that always moves the needle in the combat sports.
And when it comes to the fights in general, the favorites are parlay builders and the dogs are the straight bets. People are trying to make a score. Is that how the casual bettor will get involved with those in general, Arthur?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you even look at the fight last weekend, Ruiz. I believe Ruiz was like minus 2,400. And people were like, oh, okay, so I put $100 down and I win, $1 or, $1.80 or whatever the case may be. Everyone was taking the other guy. And when I say the other guy, I don't remember what the guy's name was. I remember he was 12-1 and people were saying, oh, $20, $50, $100. And it's just, you always see that in boxing. People exactly are trying to make the nice score because it is boxing. It's, one knockout can be it. So you always see that with the straight bets.
Now, do you see that in, let's say, golf, for example? We just had a moment ago, Andy Lang talking about golf matchups. And at this time of the year, I would think that the handle for golf is going to go up. And you're going to see more casual bettors get involved. But do they tend to bet the name guys and lay the chalk, or are they looking for long shots when it comes to the golf wager?
Teddy, when it comes to the golf, I see it in both ways. I see guys who come up with a golf sheet for the week's tournament and say, I'm a golf guy, so I have 2 or 3 golfers I bet, even if that is like a Dustin Johnson or someone who is a favorite. And then, yeah, you always throw $5, $10 on a long shot at 40, 50, 60-1. So you see both angles of it in the golf world.
Of course, we're talking with Arthur DiCesare at ArtDice21 on Twitter. He is the supervisor, race and sportsbook at the LINQ Hotel and Casino, LINQ Hotel and Casino on the Las Vegas Strip. And Art, when it comes to the last couple of weeks of the regular season in the NHL and the NBA, does the volume really start to tamp down? Do people are like, oh, I'm waiting for the playoffs now? Or do you still see the same level of handle for pro basketball and pro hockey that you do for the majority of the regular season?
Yeah, Teddy, I mean, obviously NHL is way closer to finishing, not that the NBA is not. But, yeah, I don't want to say it's gone up or down. I think it stayed pretty steady. Last night it seemed like there was a lot of people betting the NBA. So, NHL with a couple of games left, and there's really not a lot to figure out in the NHL. There's a couple of playoff spots left. So, NHL's been more like people were coming in. I saw a lot of overs yesterday in NHL, a lot of people taking overs. But NBA, man, I'll tell you what, the NBA handle has grown and grown and grown, in my time. So people love to bet the NBA. They love to get involved with the props. So the NBA is one of those sports that really, really people have a lot of interest in.
Yeah, I do too. I can't blame people for liking to bet the NBA. And tonight, are you seeing anything in early action? Let's talk NBA. Let's talk NHL, the two sports that we're just mentioning. Any actionable info where we're seeing sharp money, public money, whatever you've seen on the board that stands out so far this morning?
Yeah, Tiffany, when it comes to those two, it's actually kind of a light day as far as the action goes so far. I would say the one game you want to touch on in the NBA is Bucks Wizards. We had Bucks open -4. It's now Bucks -3. Wizards, one of the hottest teams in the NBA, 14-3 ATS in their last 17. So the Wizards have been incredible lately. Bucks have played pretty well lately as well. So you've seen a 1-point move there. NHL, honestly, nothing really to report as far as, line movement here goes. But the one thing I did want to throw out to Prez is now is an interesting time to start looking at some futures. So there is some things to talk about when it comes to that. And I wanted to throw one at him and think, get his thoughts on it. The Wild, 16-1 to win the Stanley Cup. What do you think, Prez?
Yeah, so listen, I'll make it really simple. Guys, if you bet $100 on the Wild to win the Stanley Cup, you actually will make -$100. I don't know how else to say it, Art, because they will not win the Stanley Cup. Like, betting the Wild at 16-1 will give you the exact same return as betting the Wild at 160-1 or 16,000-1. It will all amount to zero.
But if you bet them at 16,000, you can hedge profitably.
Okay. Okay, fine. I will take the 1,600-1. No, guys, no. Maybe bet Colorado to win in 5 in the first round. Look, the Wild are a good up-and-coming hockey team. They remind me a lot of the Canes from 2 years ago. They got toughness. They got speed. They got youth. They got good goaltending, good coaching. But, man, this team has to go through Vegas and Colorado, not and Colorado. Then they've got to go through who are they playing? The Florida, Carolina, Tampa Bay division. So, and then they're no. Okay, no. Sorry.
All right, you just said it, Prez. How about the Canes? Canes 10-1. What do you feel about that?
Okay. I think it's, you know what, the Canes at 10-1, I think, are a really good bet because of what Teddy said with the hedging opportunities. I actually think the Canes are going to get through that division. Florida and Tampa are going to play a 7-game series. The Canes are likely going to play a 5-game series. They're going to be well rested. Those other two teams are going to beat the shit out of each other. And I actually think the Canes are better than both Tampa Bay and Florida. So I like the Canes at 10-1. I don't think they're going to win the Stanley Cup, but I wouldn't be blown away if they did. And at 10-1, you will have some hedging opportunities when they eventually get to play either Vegas or Colorado.
Okay, so I gave you one you hate and one you kind of like. All right, I feel good.
Well, I don't like, it's not like I hate the Wild. I mean, listen, dude, you're the sportsbook director at the LINQ. I would say 90% of people who walk into your abode lose $100 in 10 minutes. So they don't mind it. I don't mind it. Walk up to the counter and bet $100 on Minnesota and lose your money. It's what you do in casinos anyway. So it's not like out of nature, out of habit. Art, real quick, I just wanted to mention one thing about hockey, and that is this is the best time of year to bet hockey, when the games actually don't mean anything. And that is against every other sport. Every other sport you bet when the game means something. Not in hockey, dude. No more diving in front of shots. Just take every game over the total from now until the end of the season. And I promise you, you will win more than you will lose. I promise, Art.
No, Prez, I'm 100% with you. I just said that. Last night, I saw nothing but overs in the NHL. Everyone was taking overs because they were just saying, hey, a lot of these teams have nothing to play for, and it's just going to be free-flowing. Let's not get in fights, whatever, and let's do our thing and kind of just have that free-flowing game. So I definitely saw nothing but overs last night.
Art, one last question, and only because Elliot is one of our most loyal listeners. He says, bet Michael Chandler. I don't even know what sport that is. I don't know what he's talking about. Certainly not Lewis Hamilton, so maybe it's me who's the idiot here. Yes, no?
If I would know what sport that was, I could probably give
I don't even know
an honest answer. I have no idea. So I'm going to say no because I have no idea.
Yeah, we're going with a no, Elliot. We're going with a no. Anything to promote?
Gentlemen, as always, LINQ, one of the great spots to watch, games. We got our man caves working. We're right in the heart of the Strip. It's just a lot of fun. Since we've kind of reopened fully, the Strip has been bumping. It's just been a lot of fun. And, not that the energy was never there, but I've seen the energy really pick up more and more. So just come down, say hi. I always say this. I've met a lot of wonderful people who listen to the show. So I'm always there, always willing to say hi and, talk you guys through some games and, just come down to the LINQ and check us out.
And Michael Chandler is an underdog to Charles Oliveira in the UFC 262 in Houston on Saturday, May 15th.
Yeah, I'm going with the olive. There's some great analysis for you all. Arthur DiCesare, everyone. Follow him on Twitter at ArtDice21. He's an amazing follow. He's a great friend of the show. We absolutely love having you on, brother. Be well, enjoy, and we'll see you next Wednesday. And stay around. We'll do a little boogie for the penalty box segment. Joe, cue me up, baby. That song is so familiar to me. I mean, granted, we hear it every day, but it has a familiar flavor anyway. I wonder where it's from. Well, maybe Joe will whisper in my ear one day. Joe, I never want you to whisper in my ear. Let's get to it. Penalty box segment. I got 4 NHL plays to give out. Just a quick reminder, use the promo code PREZ149 for the rest of my NHL season. And I have 2 NHL plays up tonight. Guys, let's start with St. Louis in regulation. The St. Louis team, man, this team is playing really, really good hockey. And this is a veteran team, couple of years removed from a Stanley Cup. They have a lot of their team still intact. They have a really solid leader in Riley. They got great goaltending, an awesome coach. St. Louis in regulation is the play, guys. I'm personally betting it. Please join me. I also like Vegas tonight. They're playing Minnesota. They were beating Minnesota handily last game, and Minnesota made an insane comeback. I think it's like their 3rd or 4th comeback in a row, and won 6-5 at the end of the game. Vegas tonight, short revenge. They also want to make a statement. They might be playing this Wild team in the first round or in the second, which will surprise me. Take Vegas. They're a short -120. As well, guys, Winnipeg is playing Calgary tonight, and I know Winnipeg has lost 7 games in a row. Before that, they had won like 13 of their last 18. This Winnipeg team is much better than their 7-game losing streak. Calgary has got to be in the dumps right now. They have almost no path to make the playoffs. They have to win every single game and have Montreal lose every game. That's unlikely to happen. Take Winnipeg tonight. And also the under. And I know I don't want to be playing a lot of unders right now, but man, Calgary can't score and Winnipeg can't score. I have a predicted score of 3-1 Winnipeg in that game. So there you go. St. Louis in regulation, Vegas on the money line at -120, Winnipeg at close to a pick'em, and Winnipeg under the total. Teddy, I'm hungry as hell. Take us home. I got to go get lunch.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe Ranieri. Thanks, Prez. Thanks to Kevin Dolan. Thanks to Andy Lang. Thanks to Arthur DiCesare. And thanks to you guys for taking time out of your day to hang out with us here on WagerTalk Today. Good luck tonight. Hope you win all your bets. We'll be back again tomorrow, 9 a.m. here on the left coast, noon on the east coast, with another edition of WagerTalk Today. Cheers.
For a limited time, purchase a 30-day all-access pass for the regular price of $349 and get a second 30-day all-access pass for free. For the next 60 days, you will get all plays released across all sports from your favorite WagerTalk handicapper, including 5% best bets for under $6 per day. Have an existing all-access pass? No worries. Your 60 days won't begin until your current package expires. This offer expires Sunday at midnight. Don't pass up your chance to get 60 days of picks for the price of 30.